So, what's going on in Gaza? I'm not really sure. I don't live there, and I know some people who are from there, from well, Israel at least. And I've heard all this back and forth. People are very pro-Israel. People are very pro-Palestine, and there seems to be a lot going on out there. I've seen a lot of it on Facebook, a lot of back and forth, and I wanted to at least bring a couple things to people's attention. Maybe on both sides haven't thought about. And I don't want to take sides here. I just want to at least get this stuff out here. And I just wanted to run through a few things that are being reported in the news. So this one's from MSN. This is this kid died, I guess, and it was at a hospital. It was one of the hospitals, I think, that was blown up. So clearly you see the pain in somebody's eyes, and they talk about how the death toll is at 1,050 Palestinians, 52 Israeli soldiers, 3 civilians on the Israeli side. No mention of how many of these are civilians. I would imagine a huge number of them are civilians, though. I think if you go down here, you got another scary number here. It talks about 170,000 people have already fled. So at least 170,000 people have been displaced from this. So you have huge, huge chunks of people now that are no longer even, they don't even want to be in their homes. Imagine having to leave your home because you're terrified. Because, hospitals are being blown up and stuff. So you got to think of what is going to happen with all these people. And you get, a lot of these calls that Hamas are terrorists and they're doing all these terrorist things. And nobody ever says anything about the mistakes that Israel has made, and these are mistakes. You can't go blow up hospitals. You can't do that. I mean, you got kids dying here for no reason, and if you think that's going to make Israel safer, I don't know what to tell you there. The images, if you go look at the images that are out of Gaza, it's unbelievable. I mean, the place looks like Germany did after the bombings during World War II, and how we just leveled that place. I mean, look at this. What are these kids gonna do? Think of where they're gonna grow up and who they're going to go to. Tell me something. If you're pro invasion here and you need to crush Hamas, what are these kids gonna do? Who are they gonna go to? Let's say two of those kids' parents died. You gotta ask yourself where they eventually end up. And you know where they end up? They end up in the arms of somebody who's going to convince them to strap a bomb to their chest. Right? I mean, they're innocent in this. They have no idea what's going on, yet this is what they see. So if you think that bombing somebody is going to somehow erase problems and not create new ones, i.e. these kids here who are, I mean, where's the schools at? Are there schools around here? Are there universities? Are people being thoroughly educated? No. No, it's not happening. You're going to have a bunch of uneducated people. I mean, no offense. It's a sad fact of what's happening. You're going to have a bunch of uneducated, angry people. And they're not even going to know what they're angry about. I think that goes both ways, right? I think a lot of Israelis don't even know what they're angry about anymore. But you're not considering this. And you got death toll over 1,300 now. Today it's the I think 31st. I hear it's over 1,400 now. So you have 1,400 dead, and a huge amount of those women and children. And what's going to happen from that is all it's going to do is make Israel less safe now. You're going to have more people who want to attack you, and it is, I mean, horrific the things that you see if you actually go look at them. I mean, I know you see pictures of those rockets and all that stuff, and I don't know how much damage. I know they're doing damage and people are hurt. I don't think very many people die. In fact, I know, at least what's been reported, very many people have not died. I think, oh yeah, I went to Wikipedia for this. Not the greatest source, but this is the only number that I could find. Since 2001, Palestinian militants have launched thousands of rockets and mortar attacks. Okay, so a lot. I don't think that's a good idea, by the way. It must be very scary to live in Israel when you deal with thousands of rocket attacks since 2001. But as of July 2014, the attacks have killed 28 people. 28. So I get that it's scary. And you know what? The scariest thing about that might be the alarms that are going off. That might be a fear tactic to make you more scared. Just think about that. I don't know if that's true or how many lives have been saved because of the sirens. I can't say either way. But I know that 28 people have died in 13 years. You know, Israel loses over 10,000 people per year from cancer alone. I mean, disease, I think just disease, it's like 40,000 people in Israel die. And 28 people have died from rocket fire. The numbers don't add up. The repercussions to the numbers. Here you go, a UN school was blown up. 17 people dead, women and children. And then the common response to this, which I find interesting, is that, well, Hamas is launching rockets from these schools, or they're hiding ammunition and stuff in these schools, as if that somehow makes it okay to blow them up. That doesn't justify that. That's what a terrorist would do, would be to blow up a school and say that it's because they're hiding something in there. And who knows if that's true or not? Do you know that it's true? I don't know that it's true. I know unless you're there, you don't know that it's true. So you can't justify blowing up a school and saying that, oh, it's Hamas's fault. That's ridiculous. Especially when you're killing a bunch of children who did nothing. So you can go read through this stuff. I mean, this is out of MSN. You got CNN here reporting on, you can watch this video too, it's really sad. We went to the beach to play. 4 kids on a beach were blown up by an airstrike. An airstrike or a mortar, I forget what it was. But, you know, you get these reports coming out, and you can't help but wonder what the repercussions from this are going to be. Right? Okay, so 4 kids died playing on a beach. If you frame that differently and say that, you know, Hamas militants killed 4 Israeli children playing in a field, they're terrorists. They are terrorists, and then the bombs fall from the sky. But the other way around, it doesn't apply. And this is, you know, CNN. Nobody's making this stuff up. I know one of the journalists got pulled out of there after he started tweeting about it. So you got all these things going on, and you have to wonder what's the end game here? What are you going to do? Where do you go from here? You got all the parents of the 4 boys, right, that were killed on the beach. Just as an example, you can use one small example on this and extrapolate that out to the thousands of people that are going to die or that have been displaced. And you think about the parents of the kids. Are the parents of these 4 kids going to blame Hamas for this? I doubt it. I really doubt it. You know what they're going to do? They're going to want to seek revenge. Right? If they have nothing left, they're just going to want to seek revenge. And then you have Israel is now less safe. Because at the end of the day, killing people, it doesn't actually solve anything. Even if someone's attacking you, if you're going to go back and let's say the whole justification was what, those 3 Israeli teenagers, they were kidnapped and murdered, and they were pinned immediately on Hamas. No proof was given, but it was pinned on Hamas. And then what was it? There's been reports now that they weren't complicit, and this stemmed from a spokesperson for the Israeli police saying that it wasn't the Hamas leadership that ordered this. It was just a random cell, like a random cell of terrorists, right? And so what does that mean? So Hamas didn't order it. So this whole thing now is being thrown upside down as to why you're invading. And since you were Israel started to invade, and then the rockets started to fly. So this whole thing, you know, started over this one scene of the Israeli boys. And when you hear the 911 call or whatever it was, somebody's talking in Hebrew to them, which I get that, you know, Hamas can learn Hebrew, but just know that whoever kidnapped them, they were speaking Hebrew. That was reported. I should have pulled that up. Oh well. So what do we have here? Where does this lead? Where does this go? Do you think it's a good idea to cause this? Do you think this face right here is good, and all these people now, they're going to be, you know, say, oh man, we need to overthrow Hamas. No, no, they're going to want revenge, and that revenge is going to be targeted at Israel. And it's not a matter of right and wrong or who started what or whose land this is. It's just a matter of just the facts. These are the facts. If you killed my child, I would want revenge. I don't care what you say is happening. And that's just, it's like people don't even consider that. Nobody even considers that. And that's the most important thing. You know, at the end of the day, if you find yourself saying it's a good idea to go kill a bunch of people and blow up hospitals and bomb children on a beach, that will not help you. It won't. And in the long run, you're less safe. And I don't know, I guess that's just my opinion though. Like I said, I wasn't trying to take sides. I'm not pro-Hamas. I don't think it's a good idea to shoot rockets at innocent people. But it's like, what else are they going to do? I'm not surprised, right? If you're surprised that Hamas started shooting rockets, then you haven't seen all these pictures. And you haven't seen the last time that Israel invaded Gaza. It's like they know what's going to happen. So, you know, think about it. You may not be being told everything that's happening, right? Alright, well, anyway, peace and love, right? Have a good one.